we're looking at the habits one should build if you're preparing for CAT, and what is the thing that you should do on a daily, weekly basis if you're preparing for CAT. The bunch of things to do, but this is going to be more about not an overall schedule, but what should one do on a regular basis. And so one, have a clear timeline for preparation. I'm not saying when you should do Quant, when you should do DILR, but having a time slot every day or every week. You say every day from 8:30 to 9:30 in the night, I'm going to prepare for CAT. What you do, it's within that 1 hour comes later, but fix that 1 hour, and that becomes not negotiable. So you've got to be able to put other things on hold and then have a go adjust. That is very, very, very vital. Right? So make sure you anchor around a weekly or a daily plan that is rigid when you're doing this. Don't have an uber ambitious plan. Don't say I'm going to prepare for 6 hours a day every day. That's going to break down over a 10-month horizon. So keep that in mind. Have an achievable, simple plan for number of hours you're going to put in, and stick in those hours on a calendar and say, look, I'm going to prepare for 8 hours. That's going to be 2 hours on Monday, 2 hours on Tuesday, 2 on Thursday, 2 on Friday. It's going to be 8:30 to 10:30. Do that. The next thing that is very, very vital, and that's something that takes a long time to build, is the reading habit. And so you've got to read for at least 45 minutes every day throughout. And so this means you've got to set aside time for reading. Now, this does not have to be rigid. You can do it early in the morning, in the middle of a meeting, when you're out somewhere, you're at a dentist's place. All of those times you can scramble, but you've got to get that 45 minutes of reading done every day. That is very vital. So these two anchor points are particularly crucial. On the overall habit thing to build, make sure that there is as I said, there's a rigidness to the schedule when you prepare for CAT, and you squeeze in 45 minutes of reading every day. And from a point of view of preparing when, have a bias towards Quant early on and DILR slightly later on. If you've not done the very basics of Quant, then DILR is likely to be very confusing. So do one set of 50, 70, 80 hours of Quant, build the base, and then go towards DILR. Right? So these are things and habits that one should build. What should one not do? And so this is a long list, and you'll find this anywhere and everywhere. Make sure that you're not spending too much time on television and screens, particularly in what I would call kind of sensitive, reactive media outlets, where you have to post and interact. And so there's a two-way communication bit, then you're in trouble. You can read on the internet, but if you read, comment, post, debate, challenge, then you're in trouble. You go into a vortex where it seems like you're doing something useful. At the end of it, you come up none the wiser, and it's a complete waste of time. So don't go on to a two-way transmission place anywhere on the internet. That would be criminal. Not only will you end up wasting time, you'll end up wasting energy. And I'm frequently guilty of this, but I'm telling you, we all have to try to minimize this as much as possible. And you're preparing seriously for CAT, you've got to downright avoid this. And so as far as the scheduling is concerned, as far as the reading is concerned, you've got to read with variety. So make sure you have a bunch of outlets where you get good articles posted. We at 2IIM post articles regularly on YouTube and on Facebook. We post questions every day on Facebook and on YouTube. So follow that, get onto the feed, so that in your off time, you're constantly somewhat in touch with the idea of preparation. So it's very useful to get a curated reading list. Otherwise, you're going to spend 20 minutes finding good article to read. If that pops on your feed, you're going to click that and read that. That's going to be very useful. So make sure that you click on either the YouTube page or the Facebook page to get a curated list for reading, and stick to some kind of time discipline where you stick a pin onto the 2 hours per day or 10 hours per week. That is not negotiable, and that is very vital for your CAT preparation. Best wishes.